Hi pet lovers, thank you for joining Gina's grooming channel. Today we are excited to be doing an unboxing for you. The product that we're going to be unboxing is the pet grooming kit from PAWHAUS. That's PAWHAUS, H-A-U-S. And this can answer a lot of questions for folks that are grooming at home or want to do more with their pets in between grooming visits. So let's take a look at what we're going to be unboxing on a high level. We've got an electric clipper. That is very cool, especially for home groomers. We've got a long nozzle. Okay, we've got a grooming brush. We've got a de-shedding tool and a cleaning brush. So basically you have a brush and a vacuum system plus some de-shedding tools all in one. So let's go ahead, get this open and take a look at what's inside. All right, gonna unbox this. Let's go ahead and get this open. All right, careful. And let's take a look at what we are working with inside. Okay, we have got our manual. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. It shows us all the components that are inside. Okay, here are some of the attachments. This looks like it's the brush. Take all this stuff and put it to the side, and we're going to test it all out. Okay, we've got another kind of brush. All right, this removes. Wonderful. Oh, I see. Okay, so as you push, and if you're brushing and de-shedding, that will go ahead and remove all of that de-shedded coat. Very cool. Okay, looks like a nozzle. Okay, I see. I think this is going to fit on our clipper to suck the hair while you're clipping the dog. See if I'm right. Okay, here's the clipper. Nice feel to it, even in the bag. Nice size. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so this is a custom clipper. All right, we got some tape on the power, but that's good. And right now it's a very, very short length. This is going to be a static length on this clipper, it looks like. Okay, and we'll see what we can do with that. All right, what else do we have? Okay, a little cleaner, that's always good. A little brush to clean your clipper. Any little tight spots. We've got a USB charger here. Looks like it's a USB Type-C. Okay, so that's good to know. All right, getting into the vacuum part. All right, let's take a look. Okay, we've got another attachment here. This is obviously the de-shedder. If anyone knows the Furminators as a de-shedding tool, that's very similar. Okay, with very tight spaced teeth, this is how we get into a lot of undercoat removal in this type of a tool. So we'll see how that works with a vacuum attachment. All right, now they did say it was a nice flexible hose, which is true. That is very nice. Definitely no difficulty in maneuvering that. Perfect. Looks like an extra filter, or we'll see if we have to install that. All right, we've got power. Okay, so this is the vacuum. I'm gonna go ahead, open this up, lay it out on the table. And oh, and I see we also have some attachment combs to attach to the clipper. Okay, I'm gonna unplastic this all, unwrap it for you guys, and I'll see you guys back here in a second. Okay, and here's our hose. Here's our vacuum unit and our hose. We see that we have the front part of it. We have a power button. This is going to be the power of the vacuum. So it looks like we have 3 modes. We've got a plug in the back here where it appears that our hose goes into. So we can see that should be pretty easy peasy. Okay, good. Already plugged it in. I want to talk about power real fast. As you can see on the bottom of this unit, there is a cord management structure. So the cord you can wrap around here, so when you store it, it won't have a big footprint. And also talking about power is we have a USB-C cable for the clipper, but happy to report that the clipper came with enough charge to be able to test it out. Okay, let's take a look at how this works. So we've got, we can go in here. This is where all the hair is going to be collecting. So we can take a look at that. We have this little metal filter, and we can see that filter that we have a replacement for is sitting in there. Okay, so that seems all pretty straightforward. And in order to replace that filter, we have what appears to be a button back here that we can push and actually pull this entire thing off. This is where we will replace the filter, as you can see. Very cool. Let me just put this back in place. Okay, pretty cool. All right, and I'm gonna turn it on just so we can kind of hear it. Okay. It's power mode 2. And really good suction out of 2. All right, okay. And we have to remember that this unit is going to be far away from the pet when we're using it. So I would put it obviously far away because the component that we're going to be using is going to be attached to the hose. And then also what was included is guide combs. And I took a look at the sizes of the guide combs, and it looks like you can kind of equate to professional pet grooming equipment as a number 1, a 2, a 4, and a 5, starting with a 1/2 inch being the longest. But for home groomers, this is a really nice length for a puppy cut. Okay, let's test out some of these with our little victim. Let's bring him out. What I think I'm gonna do is test out the slicker brush with the coated pins and see how that works, attaching it to the vacuum component. Let's make sure, pretty straightforward, clicks into place. So what I'm gonna do is put the vacuum on the floor so that it's away from the pet and see how we do with using the brushing component. Now, Sealoff is not a shedding dog, but he definitely is a dog that needs brushing, as you can tell. So let me use, what I'm gonna first do is introduce the actual tool, because I don't wanna turn on any noise, just to kind of get him used to the fact that I'm gonna be doing some brushing, and I'm just evaluating the brush, how it works. It's definitely catching any tangles or any stuck bits at the back on the bottom of his ear. And you can see that on the brush, and this is the cool part. See this little squeezy thing? This allows you to capture any hair directly on the brush. So very, very cool feature. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on the vacuum to what we are gonna call silent mode. This is the low mode that we start with. All right. Okay, he seems to be reacting really, really well to this. So what we've got, in fact, as I'm brushing him, oh, he seems to really like it. Good boy. All right. See how he does around his head and face? So the sound is not bothering him at all. Now, different dogs have different sensitivity levels, but this little guy is not the most mellow guy. So this is a good sign. See you on the other side, bud. Good boy. Okay. And look, we got hair that we collected. Oh, this is so cool. Boop. There it is, all gone. I don't have to vacuum it off of my floor. So definitely thumbs up on the brush. Definitely can see how that would be incredibly helpful and not create a mess, especially for home groomers or people who are working with their pets in between grooming visits. I am going to test out the clipper. Now this is a static length clipper with attachment combs. You can tell that it's proprietary, it's not replaceable, and it's very short. I would say a 30 or a 40, just at glancing at it. So this is good for paw pads. For sanitaries, I would put a guide comb, maybe the number 5, the shortest one that we have. So I'm gonna attach this to the crevice tool. So let's do the crevice tool first, see how this works. And take the brush off. Okay, not too bad, pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna attach the crevice tool. Okay, so now this is how we can take care of messes after we groom a dog. So this will suck from this part here. Let's do something kind of cool. See how that fits that form. We're gonna go ahead and snap this guy in. All right, there we go. Nice little click. And I'm gonna do paw pads while using the suction to see how that works with the clipper. So again, turning it on. I'm just using it on the lowest mode. See how that works. I'm gonna turn on the clipper here, and I'm gonna shave out his paw pads and see how that works. Oh, very cool. It's just sucking the hair right as I'm working on him. Kind of lifting that hair too, so that's kind of cool. He doesn't seem to mind it at all. Okay, and you can see that there's no hair on the table, so there was absolutely no cleanup. And what I'm gonna do is put a guide comb on here and just go through so you guys can see how the guide comb works. All right, so what I'm gonna do is use a guide comb. I'm gonna use the one that is 12 millimeters, so a ½ an inch. You can see there's little snapping points where this guy snaps in. Now the length of the actual clipper that comes with it is very, very short. So if you're doing a puppy cut, you wanna make sure to put the clipper attachment, but let's see how this works on some parts of his coat. Turning on the machine and turning on the clipper. So I got two things. This is sucking from here. All right. Let's go see how this works. And again, guys, no mess anywhere. Very, very cool. But look at the vacuum. All of that coat that we just cut off of him and brushed out of him is all in this. So let's take a look and see how we're gonna empty this for maintenance. Okay, so I'm gonna remove the hose. So there is a little hose release here, pretty simple. And then I'm going to remove, so I can open this, but I'm gonna remove this whole entire unit as we saw, lift the handle, push the button, and now I'm gonna take this to my trash, and that's where we're gonna lift this button and make sure to go ahead and discard all of this stuff in the trash. All right, that very easy to remove. Nice. Okay, no fuss, no muss. Very nice and clean. Well, all right, guys. Thanks for joining us on the unboxing of this grooming kit. Really impressed with how it all clicks together, how it all works. Really impressed how clean it is. It's really gonna save a lot of time for cleanup. I really see this addressing a lot of needs for home groomers or folks who wanna work with their pets in between professional pet grooming visits, because it kind of includes the entire kit of what you might need. So we've got our regular slicker brush with some really cool features and the vacuum. We saw how that works. We are going to be looking into a little more of the de-shedding because I really want to show this a really, really big de-shedding dog. Very excited to try this one out. The cleaning brush, always good to have some cleaning brushes included as part of your vacuum, especially when you have pet hair. So I can see that this would be very, very beneficial when you are vacuuming up pet hair. And then of course you saw how we tried out our clipper with the crevice tool. So very, very cool design, how it's kind of like a 2-in-1, very versatile. So you can use this again as a crevice tool or as a vacuum to attach with your clipper. Well, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining. We're going to be putting the link down to this grooming kit from PAWHAUS down in the description below. Really good if you're thinking about holiday gifts for folks that really want to work with their pets at home. Definitely a thumbs up from Gina's Grooming. Guys, if you have any questions, comments, feel free to put them down below. Click a thumbs up if you like this video. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for your time.